welcome back to the 2 Point Conversion Podcast. I'm your host, Max. Today is our 2 Point Conversion NRL 2022 season launch. We're going to go over my tips for round one, why and why not. We're going to go over the awards I predicted on my Instagram and TikTok during the week. And we're also going to go over notable ins and outs for the lineups named for round one. So let's kick it off. The first game of the round and of the season is tonight at Penrith, the foot of the Blue Mountains. It's the Penrith Panthers taking on the Manly Warringah Seagulls. My tip for this game is Manly, and that's purely because they don't have Kurt Capewell this year. The Panthers, they've lost a couple of other good players like Matt Burton, for example. And Nathan Cleary won't be there tonight. And as we've found out during the week, he won't be here until round 4 against the Rabbitohs. Game 2 of the NRL season is the Canberra Raiders and the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. My tip for this game is the Cronulla Sharks, purely based on the fact that the Raiders were disappointing last year, and they still have that hype going into the season about the Raiders will do well, but I reckon the Raiders will be disappointing again. Now, I know Craig Fitzgibbons won't be there for tomorrow night's clash because of COVID, but I do think Craig Fitzgibbons has the Sharks prepared. I like who he's bought this season, and I think the Sharks are going to go on and do good things this year. Game 3 is the Brisbane Broncos hosting the South Sydney Rabbitohs. My tip for this one is the South Sydney Rabbitohs. No more Adam Reynolds or Dane Gagai this year for the Rabbits. I like Ilias and Walker in the halves. They don't have Latrell Mitchell for this game, so I think if they're going to win, it'll be off the back of Ilias and Walker. Broncos new recruit Adam Reynolds won't be there, so it looks like Kurt Capewell will lead the side out for his first game as a Bronco and his first game as a captain, filling the spot of Adam Reynolds. So purely because the Rabbits are generally the last couple of seasons a better side, and that Adam Reynolds isn't playing for the Broncos, I like the Rabbits in this one. The next game of the round is the Sydney Roosters and the Newcastle Knights. Now, I did not tip the Knights to finish last in my ladder prediction, but a lot of people have the Knights last in their ladder predictions, and I can see why. They lost Mitchell Pearce last year and a couple of other players, but they just, to me, they don't look strong. Like, they lost Connor Watson. Their captain / hooker, Jaden Brayley, is out for pretty much 3/3 of the season. And, Kalen Ponga's there to captain, and Kalen Ponga will be there to do a good job. But I just think the Roosters, they're all fit and healthy. They're back to the side we know from a couple years ago. And look, even with a terrible side last year, the Roosters still went pretty well in the finals. Round 2, was it? Round 3? Something like that. Anyway, and, the Roosters back at full strength. Teddy, Keary, the likes of who they've got. I just think they'll be hard to stop this year, but especially in this game, the Roosters will be too good for Newcastle. Next, we have the Warriors versus the Dragons. Now, this one could go either way, really, but the Warriors have a fair few players out. They do have Tohu Harris out, as far as I'm aware, and they have Reece Walsh out as well. And if I'm correct, Adam Fanua-Blake. No, not Adam Fanua-Blake. Matt Lodge. Matt Lodge is the other person out. So with that in mind, I like the Dragons. I like what the Dragons have brought in, and I think the Dragons will be too strong in this game. But I know it sounds like I'm sitting on the fence. It still could go either way, but I just for me, I like the Dragons. I think they'll be too good. Tigers versus Storm. Now, the Storm have not lost a first round match in ages. And they are playing the Tigers, who generally finish around the bottom of the ladder the last few years. And for me, I'm tipping the Storm in this one. I really, really like the Storm. As far as we know, the Storm have a couple players out. And a lot of people are actually tipping the Tigers because there was something that came out during the week saying that the Tigers were fired up and ready. So a lot of people are tipping the Tigers based on that, and that the fact Melbourne have a fair few players out. But I still like the Storm in this one. I think Craig Bellamy will have his team ready, and I still think they'll be way too good for the Tigers. And even looking at the odds, Melbourne are $1.25 and the Tigers are $4. So, I mean, if you get on the Tigers and they win, well, good luck to you. But I think Melbourne will be too good in this one. Then we have the Eels and the Titans. Now, the Eels are favourites, but I've actually gone the Titans for the first upset of the year. Now, both teams fairly similar, I'd say, except for the fact that Parramatta have a certain halves pairing. Gold Coast know the direction of their halves pairing that they want to go. It's just a matter of whether that works out. But we're here for the ride. Jaden Campbell and Alexander Brimson. Brimson in the 5'8", and Jaden Campbell at the fullback. Now, I like that from the Titans. It'll be interesting to see if that combination develops throughout the season. And then they'll have Sexton at halfback. I do like that from the Titans, but it's just got to give it time to develop. But I will say the Eels had a pretty good trials period. But I do think they'll be caught off guard by the Titans. And I think the Titans will get over the hump in this match. And the last match to kick off round one is the Cowboys and the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs do have a good team. I'm still yet to see it. Like, I know they didn't really put a full-strength team out on the pitch for the trials, like most teams don't. But when they had what was close enough to a full-strength squad, I wasn't really seeing much. I liked what I saw from Matt Duffy. Hopefully, he gets a resurgence and he does good things for the Bulldogs. I honestly don't know why the Dragons let him go, but they did. I like Matt Duffy. I know a lot of people don't, and there's people that think he's good, but I don't know. He's just not the right fit at certain clubs. But I'm hoping he's the right fit for the Bulldogs, because if all works out, he can be pretty good on his day. But for this one, I've actually tipped the Cowboys. I know the Cowboys have struggled the last couple of years, and I know the Cowboys might not be ready for this game, but as I said, the Bulldogs have a new team. It's a good team, but it's new, and they've got to learn to gel together. And those thinking that the Bulldogs are just going to put it together straight away, I don't agree with that. Like, they've still got missing pieces. Like, they haven't even sorted out their halfback. Their hooker could improve, and that's improving when they get Reid Marnie next season. They've still got Kikau to come next season. Like, they're still working out pieces. But I will say this is a step in the right direction for the Bulldogs. Now, let's have a look at my pickings for this season. If I just have a look at the posts I made on Instagram, because I cannot remember off the top of my head. But I did award winner predictions, and I did make a video about why I chose those, but on TikTok. But those that don't have TikTok, this is what this is for. Again, but Coach of the Year, I've gone Craig Fitzgibbons. I think the Sharks are better than what they were last year. I think the Sharks will improve, and I think the Sharks will make the 8. As long as the Sharks make the 8, and maybe not if they finish 8th, but if they finish 7, 6, or 5th, I see that as an improvement. they've built on the team they've got. They have improved their side a lot, and I like that. And I think if they're decent and consistent throughout the year to get to that 5th, 6th, or 7th spot, I think there's no reason why Craig Fitzgibbons in his rookie season as a head coach can't win Coach of the Year. Now, Rookie of the Year, I've gone Lachlan Ilias from the Rabbitohs. Now, to me, it looks like he's going to be the rookie with the most game time this season. And, halfback's pretty important. They mainly lead the team around the park when it's not the captain, steering the ship. But I think for first hit out in the NRL, I think Lachlan Ilias will win Rookie of the Year. Yeah. I see him and Cody Walker working well together, as well as the rest of the Rabbit spine once Latrell comes back. And I think Lachlan Ilias will not be Adam Reynolds, because I don't think anyone can replace Adam Reynolds like that. But I think Lachlan Ilias will come through and get the job done. That saying, therefore, I think with Lachlan Ilias getting the most game time, from what I can tell out of all the rookies, I feel like more game time, more exposure. That's why I see him winning it. Now, someone like Xavier Savage wasn't even picked for the first round. I'm shocked by that, but who knows? He could come in next round or the round after, play the rest of the year, be good and win the award. That's fine. I don't mind. But I just see Lachlan Ilias being the most consistent in the role that he is after he works it out through a game or two. And he, to me, looks like he's going to get the most game time. So that's why I've gone him for that award. Top point scorer, Nathan Cleary. Now, Nathan Cleary was only out for the first round when I did make this prediction. He's now out for the first 3 rounds. But in saying that, I don't think that'll matter. I think Nathan Cleary will come out, start from the ground running, start from where he left off last year in that premiership form. I don't know if the Panthers can go back-to-back. And I know a lot of my friends would like that. I do think Panthers might drop off a little bit, but I'm still expecting a top 4 finish from them. And Nathan Cleary will be a big part of that, which is why I think he'll be the top point scorer in the NRL this season. Top try scorer, I've gone Ruben Garrick from the Manly Warringah Seagulls. Now, normally it's between Ruben Garrick, Alex Johnson, Josh Adokar, a couple of people just like that who normally are the top try scorers. But since he was the top point scorer last year, and Alex Johnson pipped him at the post for top try scorer, I don't see how Ruben Garrick doesn't continue that form and isn't the top try scorer this season. And Manly are in good form last year from Tom Trbojevic mainly, DCE secondly. But if they continue that form, I don't see why, if they use him, that there's any reason that Ruben Garrick doesn't score more tries than anyone. Now, Dally M and Captain of the Year, I'm doing these together because I have chosen the same person, and that for me is Cam Murray of the South Sydney Rabbitohs. I know their spine is good or decent, however you want to say it right now, but I think if the Rabbits are going to do anything special, Cam Murray is going to have the season of a lifetime, the season to remember, which is why he's a new captain, which is why I've got him winning Captain of the Year and Dally M medal. I think he's going to put the boys on his back, carry them through the line and score the try, and the Rabbits will get the job done in the end. I'm not saying they'll win the comp, but I think they'll do enough for Cam Murray to get Captain of the Year and Dally M of the Year. Now, Supercoach is back. I do have a 2-point conversion Supercoach league. There's 10 spots. We have a couple of the Supercoaches, I don't know what you call them. Anyway, in our league, but they can easily be taken out because they're just CPUs or, well, not CPUs, but you just add them to your league to make it a little harder. But we have five or four current teams at the moment. There are 5 spots left, I believe, or 6, depending whether it's 5 or 4. But if you'd like to join, hit me up at the 2-Point Conversion Podcast on TikTok or Instagram, and we will get you in. Now, my ladder predictions, I'm sure a lot of you saw those videos, but I had my ladder prediction as followed from first to last. I had the Roosters, Storm, Panthers, Rabbitohs, Eels, Seagulls, Sharks, Titans as the top 8. I had the Warriors, Broncos, Raiders, Dragons, Bulldogs, Knights, Cowboys, Tigers as the bottom 8. Now, I know Tigers fans might be thinking, oh, that's a bit harsh. We bought some new players. Last place. Well, yeah, I see Jackson Hastings as a big improvement. And I'm sorry, but I think you have to get rid of Luke Brooks. I think Adam Dewey and and Jackson Hastings, should be the halves. I think you need to get rid of that money with Luke Brooks off the books and find use for that elsewhere. Luke Brooks would be a perfect fit for somewhere like Newcastle, but again, like every other team, those key players, it's a step in the right direction for the Tigers, like the Dragons and the Bulldogs. It's a step, and Cronulla, it's a step in the right direction, but I just think the Tigers will get last place, and, you know, it'll take a season or two for that to gel, like the Bulldogs, the Dragons, whatever, but I don't think the Tigers improve the ladder position. They're around the bottom 4 like always, but I just see them getting the wooden spoon this year. Maybe they overtake the Cowboys and the Cowboys get the wooden spoon, but either way, as I said in my video, the Cowboys, Knights and Tigers are all a toss-up for the wooden spoon from the way I look at this season going on. But yeah, I like the Tigers for that wooden spoon. And I like the Roosters for that minor premiership. They're consistent at getting those, just like Melbourne. But I can't see anyone else but the Roosters getting that minor premiership at the moment. And if the Roosters can stay fit and healthy, I can't see how anyone beats the Roosters. But, you know, I have been proven wrong before, and a lot of people have been proven wrong before. Now, Latrell Mitchell comes back for the Rabbits in round 2. I think that's a good inclusion. Well, it's an outstanding inclusion. The Rabbits need that. I know I did tip the Rabbits this week, and I think they can get the job done. But from what I saw from Blake Taft in the Charity Shield and in the trials, this might be a bit harsh, but Latrell Mitchell couldn't come back sooner. Like, he wasn't bad by any means, but, and, you know, me included, as well as a lot of other people, I think we were expecting Blake Taft that we saw in the finals. Blake Taft knew he had to get the job done, where he's come into the team this year, and and it was trials, I'll give him that, but there wasn't any pressure to get the job done. So I don't know if Blake Taft took a step back, whether he just in bad form or what, but he wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't liking what I was seeing. I will say, though, not a fan of Jackson Paulo at the moment on the wing or centre for the Rabbits. I would rather them go with someone like Jed Cartwright in the centres, big, strong boy, or on the wing. You know, the power could be useful. I like that we signed Michael Cheekham. He'll be good off the bench. Or the Rabbits signed Michael Cheekham, I should say. But yeah, honestly, the Rabbits have a couple of things to fix up. But if they get that done, I think it'll be smooth sailing. Don't know about winning the comp, but, you know, we'll see. Now, Premiership predictions. I've been asked this a fair bit, but those that know me know I'm a Rabbits fan and I love the Bunnies and I'd love to see them get back there. But this year, I can see them getting there. They might find it tough, but they'll get there. I could definitely see it once Lachlan Ilias works himself out. But for me this season, in my predictions, looking at it, I can't see Panthers making it back. Now, in my grand final predictions, I know this is a bit hypocritical because I predicted the Bulldogs to finish outside the top 8, but I like the Bulldogs as my surprise packet. If they're gonna do it, like if anyone's gonna be a surprise packet outside of my top 8 predictions, I think it could be the Bulldogs. and I think they could find themselves playing the Roosters in the grand final. My other grand final prediction was South Sydney versus Parramatta. Now, the Roosters, I can 100% see getting there. They're consistent at doing that. Parramatta, the Rabbits, and the Bulldogs in recent years haven't been consistent in making it to a grand final. But I could see a matchup between the Rabbits and Roosters. Would love a Ron Coop Cup, or the Rabbits and Parramatta. I would love that matchup. And I could also see the Rabbits and Melbourne. I would love that matchup. But what I like to do, I like to pick a realistic matchup or 3 realistic teams that could get there, and then a smoky that maybe I've picked outside the 8, whatever. But my top 8 grand finalist predictions are the Rabbits, Eels, or the Roosters, and my smoky that I predicted outside the top 8, I've gone the Bulldogs. Yeah, I like those picks. I think Bulldogs sneaky. They could put it together and find themselves there. Some might call it a fluke, but they've got a good enough team that they could find their way there, and I don't necessarily think it would be a fluke. I don't see them winning because their team's not complete, but if they prove me wrong and make the finals, I wouldn't be surprised if their team was strong enough to be able to get to that final. But realistically, the Roosters, Rabbits, or Eels, I could see getting there. Now, there wasn't really much hype around the Eels beginning of the season, but they had good trial run, good trial period, whatever, and their stakes have gone through the roof. There's a lot of people backing the Eels. The Eels are backing themselves. I would love to see the Eels go on and break their drought. I know people don't like talking about it, but they should have had 2009, and they haven't made a grand final since. But not having 2009, if the Eels get to that point, they'll be fire in the belly to redeem themselves from that. And if they get there, which I think they can, and comfortably this season, I think they can. I think they'll win. Of course, if they're playing the Bunnies, well, the Bunnies are going to win. But yeah, I think the Eels, Bunnies, or Roosters definitely could make the grand final again this year. All right, as usual, for thoughts and comments are welcome. Obviously, you can't do that on Spotify, but on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, they're always welcome. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is the first live video for YouTube. Sorry, my setup isn't complete yet, which is why I'm airplaying a quick design on my TV through Apple TV. And once my setup's done, well, it should be done within the next couple of weeks or so. Content-wise, I'm thinking maybe Monday we'll do a preview, a wrap-up of the round, and then maybe Wednesday we'll preview the round coming. And I'll just keep you updated on Instagram and TikTok about this one, but I'm going to be doing Footy Card Friday. So there's no footy card up here yet because we have not gotten to the first Friday of the stream. But when we get to Friday, tomorrow, I will be putting up the first footy card for the week. And when we do our episodes Monday and Wednesday, they'll be there. And Friday, when I post the footy card Friday, you will get a little bit of information about that player, maybe the information that's on the back of that card, probably more likely that, and there's icons, there's old players, there's current players, whatever, and then I'll refresh the facts about the Footy Card Friday player on the Monday, and then each Friday that'll change over into a new player. Anyway, big things planned for this year. I'm headed to Magic Round, so, expect big things from that. Otherwise, yeah, this is the 2-point conversion. Out.